Donald Trump appeared to believe his remark would put Barack Obama on the defensive. Instead, Obama reversed the moment in just 8 seconds. The exchange took place during a televised political discussion centered on leadership, family values, and the role public figures play when they involve their relatives in shaping their public image.
We have Baron Homies, the king of the internet. He's the king of the internet.
Somebody who sees you and has been with you and knows your struggles and will fight for you every single day. Virginia, it's time to point America in a better direction by electing Abigail Spanberger as your next governor.
Obama should have done it. Obama was worse. Obama gave them the absolute right title and interest, gave everything to Iran. You remember that? When Bibi Netanyahu came over and begged him not to do it.
So the president, when I was in there, helped me deal with Ebola and H1N1, was one of the people who was at the front lines of dealing with HIV/AIDS, one of the world's leading experts on infectious disease, one of the few people in this administration who's been taking this seriously all along. And what did he say?
The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up all the way going up to 2020 in the election. They tried to rig the election.
Do you ever wish you were running against Donald Trump?
I think Hillary's doing just fine. I'm enjoying campaigning on her behalf and also campaigning for Senate and House candidates because, look, we joke about Donald Trump, but I do think that
the majority of the American people find this behavior deeply troubling. There's this sort of clown show that's happening in social media and on television. What is true is that there doesn't seem to be any shame about this among people who used to feel
they have not even been showing up to work. Not in session. Where are you? What are you doing? And as for the president, he has been focused on critical issues like paving over the Rose Garden so folks don't get mud on their shoes.
Trump spoke with the familiar confidence that has long defined his public style, highlighting his family, his judgment, and the loyalty of those closest to him. During the discussion, he made a remark involving Baron Trump, intending to portray Obama as inconsistent when it came to family and responsibility. Trump presented Barron as evidence that he understood the challenges of fatherhood, personal sacrifice, and raising a child while living under constant public scrutiny. The audience waited to see how Obama would respond. He showed no sign of anger. He did not criticize Barron or draw the young family member further into the political exchange. Instead, he leaned toward the microphone and calmly replied, "A child should never have to carry the burden of defending a parent's politics." Just 8 seconds. The room fell completely silent. The response resonated because Obama refused to engage on the terms Trump had established. Rather than allowing Barron to remain the focus of the debate, Obama redirected attention to the responsibility of the adult invoking a child's name in a political argument. For many viewers over the age of 65, the distinction was immediately recognizable. They had watched generations of politicians appear alongside spouses, children, and other family members during campaigns. They understood that family can make a leader seem more relatable. At the same time, they recognized how easily family can become part of a political defense. Obama's reply did not target Barron. If anything, it argued for keeping him outside the conflict altogether. That was the point that seemed to catch the room by surprise. Trump had attempted to use family loyalty as evidence of character. Obama responded by suggesting that genuine loyalty may sometimes mean shielding a child from political battles, rather than placing them at the center of one. The audience remained quiet for another moment, before applause began to spread across the room. The exchange quickly grew beyond a single comeback. It raised a broader question about the relationship between political power and family privacy. Public officials often insist that their children should remain off limits. Yet, critics note that some of those same leaders reference their families whenever doing so strengthens a political message. Obama's broader point was that children do not choose campaigns, media attention, investigations, or the public disputes surrounding their parents. Because of that, he argued, they should not become supporting evidence in political arguments they never volunteered to join. Trump responded by praising Barron's intelligence, maturity, and influence. But to many observers, that response only reinforced Obama's underlying point. The issue was never whether Barron possessed those qualities. The question was whether he belonged in the middle of the political exchange at all. Obama remained composed throughout. He added, "Leadership isn't measured by how effectively someone uses family loyalty in a speech. It's measured by knowing where the limits of power should end." That statement shifted the atmosphere once again. For many older Americans, it carried a familiar moral lesson. Protecting one's family does not always require placing loved ones in the spotlight. Sometimes the greatest protection comes from refusing to make them responsible for defending decisions they never made. As the discussion continued, Trump's tone grew more forceful while Obama maintained a steady, measured demeanor. The contrast became increasingly apparent. One appeared focused on winning the exchange, the other seemed intent on defining the boundary that should separate political conflict from family. That difference is what made the response leave such a lasting impression.